What's going on, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of Too Many Games and Not Enough Time, the podcast where we get to speak to incredible gamers across the globe. I am your host with the most, the one and only Mr. Midas. Now, if you've come over from TikTok, thank you. Make sure you hit up with that subscribe. We're trying to hit 5K by the end of the year. No, fam, I'm not over there dancing. Man can't dance like that. But I am over here to talk to incredible guests. And today's guest is bombastic because I have an energetic, but in her words, chaotic streamer. She is a talented content creator. The only person in the world who can pull off both Kratos and Tingle. We're talking Jagger's mama singing the best hair in the game, Maria, aka Marignetic. Welcome to Too Many Games.
That was an amazing intro. Honestly, I love that. Thank you so much for having me. I've been so excited to come and chat with you. I love your energy so much, and I'm so happy to be here. And thank you for this intro. I mean, Tingle's probably the better version of me than Kratos.
Well, firstly, thank you for coming on the podcast. I've only been aware of you for the last couple years, and one of the things for me that's super important is good energy. I love good energy and I love good vibes. And I randomly tweeted you the other day. I put a tweet and I know it kind of threw you, and I was just like, raw, like you're a super cool person, like you're super dope. And then I know you was kind of like, raw, that was out of nowhere, but it's because your energy is so nice. Like anytime I've seen you, you're super happy, you're super bubbly, and you've got such a great energy. So I'm super excited to talk to some games with you right now.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, it did throw me, but it was like really positively. I was like, what the heck? Like you said, I love your energy. I love it's just so much positivity and like big energy, and I just love that. So thank you so much. That means so much coming from you. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. All right, let's get into some games. So
yes.
Before you were streaming, before you was doing these bad boy cosplays and showing people, you've got every single brand item on deck. How did you get into gaming? What is one of the first huge games that impact your life? So it doesn't need to be the first game you played, but one of the first games that really impacted little Maria before you had red in your hair.
One of the big games that wasn't the first game I've played, but one of the games that had like a massive impact on me was The Last of Us. That I got my PlayStation 3. I was so excited. I was living by myself in my flat in London, you know, student still on the side. I studied music business, which is interesting because I know you've been like doing music and stuff. So that's what I was studying. I was working, and then I had my PlayStation 3 and I had The Last of Us, and I was so captivated by it. It was a time where I felt quite lonely as well because I was living by myself and just in this big city because I am not from here. I'm from Germany, so it's all kind of like a bit scary, and I felt quite lonely.
Sprechen die Deutsch?
Yes, sehr gut, sehr gut. So The Last of Us had a really big impact on me. Just like the storytelling was so phenomenal, and I was so like the relationship between Ellie and Joel, it really captured me, and I love the gameplay, and I love zombies, and I love horror. So that was like had a massive impact on me. I love this game so much. It's my all-time favorite game.
Do you know what? I've been a gamer for so long, and we'll talk about it a little later because I know you played Final Fantasy VII Remake for the first time. And Final Fantasy is like one of my favorite games. Legend of Zelda's like one of my favorite franchises. And these games evoked different types of emotions of me. But I didn't know that you could actually feel real emotions in a video game until I played The Last of Us. I remember the first time playing it, and spoilers if you haven't played The Last of Us, it's an old ass game. And and then when you're introduced to Joel, and you're like, oh, who's this guy? He seems like a run-of-the-mill guy. He's not like the Nathan Drake bombastic. And then when they take his daughter away from him, like heartbreak central. And I've played that game a few times. I've played the original and I've played the remake, and even playing the remake, I was like anxious. So I played the original, I played the remaster and the remake. Yeah, I played all of them.
Yeah.
And even going to play the remake, I'm anxious. Like, I'm going around her room looking at magazines. I'm looking at every poster because I know what's coming and I don't want to get to that point. And every single time, playing it 3 times and watching the TV show, it hits me every time. And the way Naughty Dog write in video games is amatic. Like, I love video games, I love silly games, I love funny games, I love action games, but I didn't know a story could make me feel that way.
Yeah, I feel that so much. That opening scene, it is so early on, and you couldn't think you'd be so like connected that you feel those emotions, but they hit you out of nowhere. And every single time I was so worried watching the series because of all the themes that happened. I'm like, no, I don't want to cry again. But yeah, it's fantastic, and it really kind of like shows you the power of video games. And like you said, it's an old game. I mean, you don't have to, you know, out our age here like that, but but yeah, no, it had so much impact on me, and it was just made me want to dive even further into games. Like, it wasn't my first video game that I played. I loved video games before that, but that was like, damn, there's some, you know, really great stories to be told.
It's literally a game changer. Like, that is something that has changed the game, literally. So the first time I actually came across you, weirdly enough, was via your cosplay. So I saw your Kratos cosplay, and I was like, bro, that cosplay is dope. Like, I proper loved it, the unboxing and stuff that you do. And I'm a really creative guy, like, you know, like, I love to do something that is visually creative. And I love that you'll post a picture, it could be the anniversary of anything. You've got a mug for it, you've got a cup over here, like, you've got something. I feel like you've got a closet that is just filled with a million things, because I've never seen a game launch or brand that you don't own something, some kind of memorabilia for that. So where did the creative vision of you went into cosplay, and where did the whole love and wanting to stream come from?
Well, the cosplay thing came from, I always like costumes and stuff, and my mom always loved to sew. So my mom actually made all the costumes, like all the cosplays. She makes them back home in Germany, and then we'll hope they're gonna fit, because I cannot be there for them to actually, you know, for her to make sure they actually fit on me. So it's always like a guessing game, but so far it's worked out really well. And I just love that you can, like, you know, be your favorite characters. And like, Kratos is just such a cool, like, because obviously Kratos is a man, but it's really nice to like be like this powerful, you know, god. And but yeah, I just love that. Like, I've done Aerith now as well. I've done a dual cosplay for Final Fantasy 16 recently that my mom's made, and it's just so much fun to be your favorite characters, or, you know, to just kind of like feel even more part of the game, if that makes sense. And I really like kind of like putting that together with launches and whatnot. It's just really fun. Streaming though, I started streaming. I actually did YouTube first, and I did like funny moments, and I felt like I could never actually finish games because I was working full time, and I just really wanted to be able to play through games rather than just a 30-minute sessions and then edit it. And it's a lot of work. So anyone that watches all of these YouTube videos, it's a lot of work that people put in there, you know? So I started streaming when I had better internet, and I just really love the connection with, you know, the people directly talking about exactly what's happening in the game right at that moment. It's just really beautiful to see how other people react to it, or, you know, see them be excited about your reaction to it. Like, I know a lot of people come in later when, you know, when I first played Skyrim, which I know you haven't played, so you better play it.
On to me, boy.
But like, I know people love coming and seeing those reactions from things that they remember from a game and that they felt like really impacted their experience of a game. It is just wonderful to like come together and like just like gush over the games we love and the aspects of the games we love, story, gameplay, whatever it might be.
That's dope. That's dope. First of all, shout out Mummy for coming with the clutch with the cosplay. Because, yo, Mum, the cosplay is sick. So shout out Mumsy for that. And yeah, like, I love that. As a creative individual, I love nothing more than seeing people be able to express themselves and create. And like I said, the way you do it is super dope. And I proper love all of the content that you've been doing. All right, so Maria, you recently played one of my favorite games, Final Fantasy. You played FF7 Remake, and you did a Let's Play series for that. And now you're playing FF16 and falling in love with everyone in FF16. How have you found jumping into the Final Fantasy series for the first time?
So I have to admit, I was very skeptical. Like, Final Fantasy VII being turn-based and all that, I thought it would be not a game that I would really enjoy as much, even though I love like Pokemon and that's pretty much turn-based, but I don't know, it was just not something that I felt like I was gonna love as much. And my partner was actually, it's his favorite game ever, like Final Fantasy VII. He's like, you just got to try it out. Please try it. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. Give it a try. And I was very skeptical. I was like, this might be the only stream I'll do on this. I'm sorry, guys. And then after one stream, I fell in love with the characters. That game and the characters in that game are just so strong. Like, all the side characters, not just the main characters, are so interested. They have so many kind of layers to them. And I truly love how to interact with each other. It's such a great story. Like, I was so surprised. And I actually really loved the way they did the combat. The combat was so much fun. Like,
yeah, it's immaculate. The combat in FF7 Remake
so
is
good.
Immaculate.
Honestly, probably one of my favorites. It's so much fun. Like, you have to still think and kind of like how you kid out Cloud and all your other team members and then think of what you do, but like still have that really action heavy aspect to it. It's so much fun. I loved it so much. I am so excited for Rebirth. I literally cannot wait. I have played the main Final Fantasy VII original now, so I do know what happens.
Okay.
I was made to play it because of Crisis Core, which I also played. So I absolutely love it. I want to play more of them. I want to play the other Final Fantasy series as well, but I've done a bit of the MMO, which has been really fun. But MMOs are just difficult for me to get into because it's so much time.
MMOs have never been my thing. As much as I'm a RPG guy who will put 100, I put 100 hours into Persona 5 Royal, and I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for MMO.
Yeah, MMOs are a true commitment. Like, honestly, they're probably super fun, and I really enjoyed Final Fantasy 14. Well, I did play, but I feel like you have to really be on it like every day, and I just haven't had the time to put that commitment to it. But yeah, 16's been really interesting. I really liked it so far. It's a lot more action heavy, but I do really like that. And the story of Final Fantasy games are always so good. The ones that I have played are fantastic stories, and then the music. So good.
So good. Yeah,
so good.
I love the darkness in 16 as well, because they have dark elements, but they're not as brutally dark. And I think with games like God of War and The Last of Us, and how The Last of Us has actually changed games, like the reboot of God of War would never be the game that it was if The Last of Us wasn't as successful. So games actually being able to target those kind of darker stories is super cool. All right, Maria, I'm putting you on the spot. All right, this is gonna be a hard one now.
Oh no!
I'm gonna put you on the spot. You're gonna have to get into your thinking brain.
Oh God. Okay.
What would you say, and what reason is your favorite Let's Play series that you stream so far?
Okay, this is not because it's my all-time favorite game, but I think
not your game. I don't care about a game.
Yeah.
I mean the series specifically.
Probably will have to be my first playthrough of Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls Skyrim, because it was so chaotic and weird and wild, and there's been a lot of interesting memories. Like, my mission was to steal every single pie that I was able to steal to make pie towers. I don't know why, but it was just.
Is that a German thing or something? Like, what? Why are you stealing pies out here?
I don't know, man. I really like pies. And I was like, I'm going to make pie towers. And I did make some pretty high pie towers, but it was just kind of wacky and wild and like just bizarre. And I just really had such a great time just being really, like me, chaotic, weird, and just having a great time with it. Like, yeah, that's probably why. That's why I really enjoyed playing through Skyrim. And then there's so many fun moments. I'd probably say that.
So you know what? Really quickly, I don't not even spend too much time where everyone gets at my neck for not playing Skyrim. What is it about Skyrim why I need to play this game? Because no one's actually given me a compelling argument for me to go and play this game.
Do you know what? I think it's just, for me, it's just so wild and wacky. I don't know why. I just had a really great time. I felt like you just go from bit to bit and bit. You don't even do the main story. I couldn't probably... To be honest, I don't think I could tell you what the main story is. I did it. There's dragons, if dragons don't sell it to you, then I don't know. There's magic. You like RPG,
I love how you got, you like RPG, you like magic. There's magic in there. You could play that. Remember, like there's different types of RPGs. It's not just magic, although I do like a bit of magic. I'm not going to lie. I do like a little bit of magic. All right. We've been super lucky of the last 10 years with the games that we've got. Like a lot of time people talk about just games when they were younger and they're like, oh yeah, games were so much better back in the days. But like the PlayStation 4 is actually my favorite console. Like some of the greatest games I've ever played in my life was on that console. And so I feel like we've had some incredible games. So what is one incredible game of the last 10 years that stood out to you? So it doesn't have to be the best. It could be like a cyberpunk, like something that really stood out to you in the last 2 years that has kind of an effect on who you are as a gamer.
That's a deep question. There's so many, like I feel like you said, there's been so many good games and they're all kind of like building on each other, and like there's always something new coming up that makes it even better. And like there's so
it doesn't
many
have to be your best. Just give me something that instantly comes into your head. So something would be in your top 3 that we haven't.
I would probably say it has to be God of War. God of War for me had like and Ragnarok both together. The stories. It was a game where I was like, I replayed it again on Give Me God of War mode, which I don't think I would have ever done this with any game. I don't know how I made it. I did it all. I did the Valkyries. I did everything on Give Me God of War. Don't even ask me why, but it was so much fun. And the story was, again, so good. Like, the amount of emotions you feel, you're like, what the heck? Like, where's all these emotions coming from? And you just feel so powerful. Like, I love everything they've done. The sound design of like just throwing the axe, like the way it feels using the axe and the chains. It's just so powerful and so great. And they built even more on it with Ragnarock. And I just think for me, that's something that I don't think I'll ever like forget. It's so powerful. And but yeah, there's so many games, but it has to be God of War.
That's what I love about you, you got good taste in games. You get me? Like, you might make me play Skyrim because you got good taste in games still. Yeah, it's funny because I didn't actually love the original God of Wars. Like the original ones for me were a little bit hack and slashy, and a bit like corny, like it was almost like sex for the sake of it, and aggressiveness and goriness for the sake of it. And I'm here for a bit of gore. I'm here for some violence, but it just felt a bit OTT. Where they actually grounded Kratos and actually made him obviously he's a god, but brought him down to the level as a human, and bringing Atreus did that. And like you said, like the combat was just so good and it felt so right. And that story, like you really took you on a journey. And one of the things I love in gaming is when a company can grab me by the neck and say, you love this. And I'm like, yes, I love this. And then they bring on part 2 and it's even more. And I'm like, I love this even more. And that's what Ragnarok did for me. So
same. I felt the same. And I think Kratos is one of the best character developments, like in those last 2 God of Wars that I've seen. Like you can literally see the development and why it comes along and how he grows as a human god, I mean, but like as a person. And also, I mean, Freya is one of the most incredible female characters in games, and I would actually love to see more of Freya, not gonna lie. She's so powerful, her emotions. Oh, I loved her.
Yeah,
I loved her.
They was not scared to really delve deep into emotions and how the characters feel and really humanize them.
Yeah.
Maria, we're running out of time and we're only a short form podcast. I could speak to you all day. Once again, like I said, I really love your energy. I think your content's dope. I love your creativeness, love your vibe. If people are feeling you, I'm like, you know what? I like this. I like the red hair. I like the vibes. I like the energy. Where are you sending the people to come and check out your content?
You can probably find me mainly on Twitch streaming. So it's twitch.tv/Marignetic, but I'm Marignetic on all the socials. Luckily, I could grab that on all the socials. So if you want to watch VODs, there on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, you've got fun reels and stuff, TikTok, but yeah. Mainly Twitch. That's where I be.
That's where she be. And a huge thank you for staying with us to the end of the video, I should say. Like, I got all tongue twisted. I was so hyped, couldn't even get my words out. Thank you so much for staying to the end. Make sure you let us know in the comments below, what is the games that are really affected your life? What's one of the games that proper changed gaming for you, made you feel emotions, made you feel passion, made you feel strong? Let us know and we can continue the conversation below. I've been Mr. Midas, she's been Marignetic, and you've been amazing. We out of here. Peace.